Okay, so for the first thing that you want to do for the pizza is in a bowl, you want to put 1 cup of warm water into the bowl. Now to that, you want to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. I use raw cane sugar. Let me get that out of there, kind of stuck to my bowl. Then you want to add 3 teaspoons of yeast. That's fast active yeast that you'll use to make bread, of course. Okay, now you just want to give that a quick whisk, and then you want to let this sit for about 10 minutes. Let it sit until it becomes a creamy texture. It won't look separated like this. It will be like creamy, okay? So I'm gonna let that sit for 10 minutes and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, now it should get like foamy. It is quite foamy at the top. That means your yeast is active. If it don't do that, you might want to throw away the rest of your yeast you have because maybe it is old. So yeah, so that means it's active, so that means it's gonna rise. Okay, now I want to add in here my olive oil. Now I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I eyeball it. Sorry you guys, I make this a lot. So I've made it a lot of times. Okay, now for salt, you want to put 1 teaspoon of salt in there. And then you want to add, let me give that a quick whisk real quick. Because sometimes the sugar will stay at the bottom. So yeah, make sure you scrape the bottom. You can use honey instead of the sugar. I use raw cane sugar. I know a lot of vegans don't use honey. I use honey because I live the Bible diet, not exactly the vegan diet. Basically, you guys that know me already, it's plant-based. No meat, nothing with blood in it, no eggs, no dairy. Yeah, none of that type of stuff. Okay, so now that I have that mixed around, you're gonna add in 2 cups of bread flour. You can use all-purpose flour if you just have regular flour. That's fine. It's just the bread flour will give the crust just a crustier crust type of dough. So yeah, so then I'm just gonna hand mix this all together. And this is so simple. You don't have to leave it. You're just gonna, after you mix it all and all the dry is mixed in, you're just gonna let the dough sit for 5 minutes, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and mix mine and then I will show you guys the next step. Now as you mix, you may need to put probably less than a half a cup, maybe 1/4 of a cup of flour if it is a little sticky. It's okay if it's a tiny bit sticky, but you don't want it too sticky, and as well you don't want it too dry. So now that I have this, so you can take a roller and roll it out to the size you want. If you do have extra left over, say you have a small pan, that's great because you can use that to make breadsticks. Okay, now that you get it the size you want, this will be enough to make 1 round pizza, but I'm doing a square pizza. So the next thing you want to do is get some Prego sauce and put that in there. You do want to, you know, have a border around your sides, which I love. Now, let me get a little more sauce. The best part about this is you know all the ingredients in it. And you know, whenever I used to order pizza, I would ask for extra olives, extra cheese, or extra mushrooms. But now you can do it yourself because you're making it at home. So you don't have to worry about paying for that extra. You could just put it on yourself. So when you get a nice coat on it, actually I want a really nice coat. Let me just throw that on in there and stop playing around. Okay, so now that I have a nice coat on it, what I'm going to do next is, let me see what I want to put first. Mushrooms. Now, putting mushrooms will replace that. If you used to get in like sausage and things like that, mushrooms do give it like a meaty texture to the pizza. So I'm going to put some mushrooms on there. We love mushrooms, so why not just give it some extra mushroom? And usually my pieces have a lot of stuff on it, but so I got the mushrooms. Let me move my roller. Now I am going to add some bell pepper that I have chopped with onions. So I'm gonna put that on there. Oh, it smells so good already. Okay, now let me give it a little more of that. Nothing wrong with a little greenery. Okay, now I'm gonna give it some olives. As you can see, like I said, I always try to just sprinkle a little, but then I love it in every bite, everything on it. Okay, now that I have all that on it, now I'm using De La cheese. Also, I know a lot of you guys that's watching from all around the world, it is hard to find a lot of vegan cheeses, but you can order all these type of things on Amazon. Just Google it and I'm sure it will ship to your door, all kind of things. So this is the best by far vegan cheese that I ever had. The best by far. It stretches, it melts, and it's stretchy just like cheese. Or you can watch I do have a video on how to make a vegan cheese. You can watch that video. So I'm gonna cover this with the cheese. And don't forget, before you even started anything, I'm not sure, I forgot if I told you or not, you wanna preheat your oven to 350 so it will be nice and ready. Okay, and it's kinda almost look like a pie, there's so much stuff on it. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven, and then my family will let you know how it tastes when it's done. Yummy. So I actually, you guys don't know this, but I doubled the recipe and it was able to make this big sheet, this one, the one you guys saw, and the little mini one for this mini baby that's picking her boogers right now. Renata, that's nasty. Stop. They can see you. Stop. Your friends can see you. Stop. You're nasty. Oh, Maranatha.
Okay, so we're having the end result of a vegetarian pizza. Very delicious, looks well, but now we have to see if it tastes good. It's good. Good crust, good tasting. Okay.